All right, everybody, welcome back to Bourbon Flights OKC, episode number 10, all the way to 10.
I thought it was 9.
No, we did 9 last week.
Oh, wow. God.
You're behind the game, my friend.
I am.
Episode number 10 is going to be a fun one. It's the Elijah Craig Showdown, small batch versus single barrel picks. So I'm glad that we spent some time looking at these bottles.
Right.
I mean, we did know that the Elijah Craig that's in the center there, that is the small batch.
Yes.
These other two on the sides are both single barrels, but they are very different.
Right. One is a barrel proof and the other is not. And
Correct. One is 8 years, one is 9.
Correct.
So let's talk about the the one that I had a hard time finding the review on, which is, I believe, the one you got from Whiskey Cabinet, correct? It's
Correct.
the Elijah Craig 9-year private barrel.
Yeah.
Single barrel private barrel. Okay. And again, you got this at Whiskey Cabinet. How much did you pay for it?
Oh, geez. I don't remember now. I want to say, I don't know. That's a good question.
You have to call Clint
It wasn't
and
bad.
ask.
Yeah, I'll have to call Clint and
Nice.
ask. It was reasonable. That's for sure. It
Awesome.
wasn't. It's like $40, 40 something bucks.
So,
$50.
yeah, that's not bad at all.
Yeah.
So as I said, I've been looking to try to find a review, and everything that I'm seeing is this bottle, which is the single barrel proof, which is 8 year. So I'm just going to go off of the little bit of information that I found when we taste it. Obviously, it's a Heaven Hill product because it's Elijah Craig. It's right around 94 proof. I'm not sure if they differ a little bit based on the barrel that they've been in. And other than tasting notes, that's all I was able to find on that one.
Yeah. Yeah. Unusual.
It's just crazy how if you go online, you can find reviews of this all day long, but that one, the 9-year, just the private barrel, is seemingly hard to find, hard to get. People don't know about it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Very strange. We'll switch back over. So this is the Elijah Craig single barrel proof 8-year. Did I get that right?
Yes.
Okay.
And that's
so
from
complicated.
that one, I believe, is from Modern Liquor
Okay.
and George's, the same owner.
Do you remember how much you paid for that one?
I did not pay for that. That was Nick across the street.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you, Nick. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
A nice gift. A friend of the pod, as always. So I did find something on that. Not from our friends over at Breaking Bourbon. I always talk about how much I like their reviews.
Yeah.
This one's not bad, though. This is from amongstthewhiskey.com. Company is Elijah Craig Distillery Company, of course, which is made by Heaven Hill. It is 78% corn, 10% rye, 12% barley. The proof is 125.1. Pretty up there. Things are going to get hot and heavy.
Yeah.
And it is 8 year, as we said. And I've got the tasting notes from to get to that point. And then the last one is the one that's even more different, I guess, than you'd say, because it's Elijah Craig small batch. Again, this is a straight bourbon from Heaven Hill. 90 proof is 94. The age is NAS, so it's just not disclosed. Mash bill is 78% corn, 12% malted barley, and 10% rye. And I paid right around $50 for it, maybe just a touch less than $50 for that.
Okay.
And that's probably I don't know, the third or fourth bottle that I've had. I love having a bottle of that around. Absolutely love it. I think it's a great drink. We had that. Didn't we do that on the pod with the blind taste test?
Yes, we did.
Yeah, because we did Blanton's, Michter's, that, and
Evan
Williams.
Evan Williams,
That's right.
1783.
Nice. Awesome. And I think I got that particular bottle at Bacchus, I believe.
Okay.
But hard telling, not knowing. Anything else you want to get into real quick before we...
No, but I do know that one is a little higher proof than the one you were doing. It's 125.6.
Okay.
It's going to be
even
interesting.
hotter.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. Well, we're going to pour these real quick. We won't make you watch what a mess that's going to be. All right, everybody, welcome back. We have thrown the 3 bourbons into the glass. Well, not thrown, but poured. That would be even bigger mess than it kind of already was. But actually, you did a good job today. You didn't spill any. I'll give you that. I'll give you that. So when we were sitting here talking, I was just kind of looking over the Breaking Bourbon Elijah Craig small batch, which is the one that we're going to, I think, try first, right?
Mm.
We said. It used to be 12-year.
Yeah. And
They had that up until, I don't know. It doesn't say recently, I guess, but now it's gone to the non-age stated, and it's a blend of younger stock. And I guess that probably allows them to produce more, right? Because they don't have to wait so long for it to be.
Yeah, I'm curious what the
12-year.
range of years are, though, on that. But
Yeah.
anyway.
Interesting. Yep.
So.
Interesting. Okay. Should we drink? All right. And we've had this one before. I've had this one a lot.
Yeah. And this is the one we did with the blind test.
Correct.
Okay. Doesn't smell hot.
Nope, it's not hot. A lot of vanilla in there.
Mm-hmm. Sweet.
A lot of caramel. Not very oaky.
Yeah, not.
There's also not
a leather smell to it. There's no leather like you usually.
No, there's not a lot other than your normal vanilla caramel, a little bit of oak.
What's that other one they always say? The red fruits.
The red fruits, pastry cream.
It's definitely sweet.
Ooh, it's good.
That is good.
It is good. It's different. It's okay. So the palate, oak and vanilla dominating. I would definitely say that that caramel kind of goes into the background, I guess you'd say.
Mm-hmm.
It's not as prevalent.
There's almost like a toasted taste.
Yeah, I get that. It says bourbon has a nice roundness, good mouthfeel, more of a blunt, oaky, and sweet vanilla flavor hit than a complex array of flavors. I would agree. It also says it's an enjoyable sip. I would agree with that as well. I think
it's a little dry. It's not real dry like the Woodford Reserve. Spicy, but not too bad. Yeah. I like that. That's actually really good.
It's really good. And again, for around $50, I think that we'll call that the bottle under 50 of the week because it's going to be right around there. I've seen it for 48. I've seen it for 52. So
yeah.
Cool.
All right.
The finish on that, cinnamon and oak aftertaste. I get a little cinnamon. Maybe that's kind of the spice that you were talking about.
I think it is. I think it is.
Does a good job lingering long after the sip. Like I can still feel the cinnamon in my mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Mild heat and intensity is adequate, satisfying. I don't think it's mild heat. I think it's pretty minimal heat.
Yeah. I think it's more spicy than there is any heat.
And we've talked about that, right?
Yeah.
Trying to differentiate between, hey, this is hot, or hey, this is just spicy. Right? Awesome. Sweet. Let's move on. Which one do you want to do next? I don't care.
The other one's 94 proof from Whiskey Cabinet, and the other
we just did 94. So do you want to
mix it up a little bit?
Do you want to go? Oh, you want to go high and then go back to low?
Nah, let's go with the whiskey.
Okay,
let's go with the Whiskey
All
Cabinet.
Right. Sounds good. So this is from Whiskey Cabinet. Shout out to Clint.
Yeah.
By the way, you've been making your rounds lately.
I have.
Every time this man calls me on the phone, it's I went over here and I talked to this person. I went over here and talked to this person. I found this, that, and the other thing.
Well, really, if you want good bourbons, like we've said so many times, you've got to build relationships. Yeah. And I'll be honest with you, even though I strike out a lot on finding anything good, I have met some really incredible people, some amazing guys and girls, and just been wonderful in talking bourbon with them and hearing their preferences and things absolutely. They like. And I actually had a chance. I was in a store. I was picking up lumber for our bar. And I ran into the Sazerac rep, and real nice guy. His name was Ryan Ard, I believe. I think I'm the only person who has to take their glasses off to see. Yes, Ryan Ard from Sazerac. I had a great conversation with him, and we were talking to a liquor store owner down by the fairgrounds, and he was complaining, about how he can't get, the allocations and stuff, and we were explaining to him that it's the distributors here. Once Sazerac sells it, they have no control over who gets what.
Yep.
So it was kind of a back and forth on who's really to blame on holding out, and how come they're reporting that there's a downturn in bourbon sales, but yet people here are clamoring for it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But yeah, so I'm to the point where I almost enjoy the conversations just as much as I do finding the bourbons. And you're
so good at it, right? I mean, do you want to tell them the story about my wife the other day? Where you went into? That's a good story.
Yeah. So I went into the Wine Barrel, I believe it is, on Rockwell. And I was talking to the owner there, one of the owners, nice guy, very knowledgeable about bourbons, been drinking a bourbon for a long time. And we were talking about, how he works his allocation process stuff and things like that. And, he's one of those guys that if you're a loyal customer and he sees your face a lot and he knows you, then he'll hook you up. And I had told him that, I had found this place because your wife had mentioned it and that she comes in here a lot. And he goes, what's the name? And I said, your last name. And he goes, oh, she just won one of our prizes the other day. She's in here all the time.
Yeah, the March Madness thing. I think she got second in.
Her bracket.
Yeah.
So ended up having a really nice conversation with him. He's got some bourbons on the shelf that I've never seen. He has a Rio 12 year, and I have never seen that before.
Penelope?
Rio? Penelope. Excuse me,
okay.
not Rio. Penelope,
okay.
12-year bourbon, not Rio. I wish he had Rio. I would have bought it. But he's a great guy, knowledgeable guy. So, I mean, he's got a good selection. If you like bourbon and you're in Deer Creek or North OKC, I would definitely swing
my
by
wife
there.
loves it there. She goes there a lot after work because it's close by. So, and she has nothing but nice things to say about those folks over there. And she's actually going to go in there today and see what allocated stuff she can get for me. So
there you go.
Shout out to them.
Yeah, and I did drop by and see our friend Nacho over.
Oh yeah, you had a great day with Nacho.
Yeah,
what was that, yesterday or 2 days ago?
It was 2 days ago.
And Nacho's
he is at Camelot Liquor.
Camelot. I always want to say Calumet, and it's not correct.
Camelot Liquor over on 126.
You need to think like the Knights of Camelot.
Yeah, 122nd and Hefner. Nacho. So we were talking bourbons, allocations, new stuff. He got some new stuff in that I hadn't seen. And I cannot remember what it was now off the top of my head. But while him and I were talking about the bourbons, a young man walked in, probably in his 20s, looked like he's just out of school. And he said he had just moved here to Oklahoma City and he's just getting into bourbons. And I said, he's like, but I can't afford, these expensive ones. And I was like, oh, well, turn around. Let me show you this. And I think I showed him all these bourbons there that were, under $30 or $30 or less. And, I should have probably got commission, I think. No, I'm just kidding. Nacho Nacho always takes care of himself. Right. But I think I sold a bottle of bourbon. You'll get commission
in one way or the other.
Right. But I will say this. I do my little rounds. Camelot has about a case left of the Evan Williams vintage single barrel.
That stuff is so good. We had that on the pod.
Yeah, everybody else it's sold out. Yeah. So if you are looking for that Evan Williams single barrel vintage, Camelot Liquor on 126 and Hefner, ask for Nacho.
Yep, Nacho's our boy. We like Nacho quite a bit.
Yeah.
All right. But he's been putting in work. So yeah, I mean, it's good, as you said, to make those relationships and be able to find different stuff. And it's nice because there's, like, as we've said, there's just an endless amount of material that we have because there's so much bourbon out there now.
Right. Right.
It's great.
Yeah. And I was talking, I ran by Royal Liquor over off of, it's over by Penn Square Mall off Penn, and met Steven there, the owner of the liquor store. And, great guy, had a long conversation about bourbons and asked him how he did his allocations. And he's like, again, the people I know and come in, he likes to treat his customers like family and stuff. And, he didn't have any allocations at the time. But it was really interesting because he had some, he let me try a Garrison Brothers I had never tried before. And
how was that?
It was actually
really
I
haven't had that either. I see it all the time and I'm like, oh man, should I? Because I mean, it's not cheap. I don't think, is it?
No, it wasn't too bad. But it was probably 60 something.
Okay,
I think.
That's not terrible then.
But he had a couple others that he let me try that I'd never heard of before. So I'm definitely going to go back and pick some of those up. But he's very knowledgeable, great guy, and he treats his customers very well.
Nice.
Yeah. So definitely go by Royal Liquor and check him out. Yeah. I mean, it is.
I'm not going to go somewhere where I'm not being treated well. I mean, why would you go back?
Well, and it's interesting. Sometimes when I go into these stores and I'm talking to people, they're hostile when I ask them about allocated bourbons.
Do you know who I am?
No, I'm nobody. No, but it's like one guy went in and it was over on May. And he had a bottle of Eagle Rare with probably the thickest amount of dust I've ever seen on a bottle. And I said, how much is your Eagle Rare? And he said $139.
Good God, did you fall over? I would have.
I couldn't stop. I said, why so expensive? Mm-hmm. And that's my price. And I walk over, and he's got the Buffalo Trace, and it's $79. And he's got a whole case of it sitting there, but he wants $79 for Buffalo Trace. It's not a barrel pick. It's not anything special. Just Buff. And I was like, you're not gonna. You can go to Edmond and anywhere. You can get this for $32, $37, $28 some places.
Yeah, even 40.
Yeah,
I mean, and that's not astronomical. I don't think. You know,
but
yeah, that's crazy. I mean, I think some people are just kind of off their rocker with the whole.
Well, because it's an
price,
allocated bourbon.
Yeah,
you're charging because you think it's because you can. I guess. Well, you think you can.
Well, you think you can, but I mean, it doesn't really matter if you're not selling any.
Right.
You know?
Exactly.
What you think you'd have to get to a point where you have these bottles on the shelves for so long. It's like, maybe I am overpriced because nobody's buying this.
Right.
But
the whole game.
I guess some people can't get out of their own way either. You know.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, I digress because I was going to get ready to go off about the distributors. Let's get back to the bourbon.
All right, so we've digressed from the whole distributing fiasco that we could have gotten into there, and we've also screwed up about 4 times. So
yes,
but we're back, and we have the Elijah Craig Private Barrel Single Barrel 9-year, 94 proof.
Right, and it was a private barrel for whiskey cabinet.
Whiskey cabinet. Yeah. There you go.
Here in Edmond.
I've said that like 4 times in these different takes. So, we don't hide anything. Yeah, we've had some trials and tribulations today. So, all right, let's give it a smell.
Yep.
Cinnamon.
So it smells sweeter than the small batch.
I would agree, and it's not hot at all. I think there's even less heat in here than the small batch.
I think you're right on that.
Yeah, and there's really not a lot in that small batch either.
It does smell really good, though.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there's no heat in that.
Oh, yeah. Nope. Maple, vanilla, the cinnamon spice for sure.
The cinnamon, yeah. But it's not I would say the cinnamon's not overbearing, but it's getting close.
Yeah, I don't think it's that bad for me. It's not like drying my mouth out. Like it's there, but it's not. Yeah. It's not doing the thing that I normally have a problem with cinnamon, where it like dries your mouth out and it just kind of leaves that feel in there. So the palate, interesting. They said a hint of peanut on the back part of the palate.
See, and I don't get that. I get that either. With what's that? High West.
High West, you get the peanuts.
I get the peanut with that, like a salted peanut, toasted peanut. But I don't get that with the Elijah Craig.
And they're also saying maybe a little like toasted marshmallow. That was listed on the nose, but I think I get it a little bit more toast when I drink it than when I smell it.
I would agree with that. Yeah, there is definitely like a light toasted flavor to that. A little bit of leathery.
That's good. That's good stuff. I like that a lot.
Yeah, that's good.
That is good.
Now, and reminder, this is the second time we've had barrel picks for this from Modern Liquor and Whiskey Cabinet, because we had the Wilderness Trail.
That's right.
Barrel picks.
Yep.
So
unfortunately, we're putting them head to head again.
Right, but unfortunately, these aren't the same thing 1-to-1 with one being 125 and stuff.
They're a little different, but
it's
still cool. Still cool to see what people have. I mean, I think, like we've had people comment on our stuff. They didn't even know barrel picks were a thing.
Yeah.
So it's just cool to go find like all the different stuff that people have and try different things. And
yeah, absolutely.
I'm fine with it. I mean, this next one's 125.6, so it's going to be interesting.
Yeah. Burn some hair off.
That's right. And I'm gonna go right into it.
Yeah, let's get into it.
I'm gonna go right into it. So this is the Elijah Craig Single Barrel Private Barrel Barrel Proof 8-year 125.6 proof.
Say that one more time.
Say that 10 times fast. I probably could. I haven't had that much bourbon yet, so I probably could if you really wanted me to. But,
for 125, it doesn't smell hot at all.
It doesn't. Sugary.
It's real sweet.
It's real sweet.
Smelling.
Huh.
Now, I smell the toasted marshmallow in this.
I get
almost like a cotton candy. Well,
do you get toffee at all?
Yeah.
I get some toffee in there. It smells good.
I wonder if people look at this and see us sticking our nose in their glass like, what is wrong with doing?
Sugary tones. So this is a review from amongstthewhiskey.com. On the nose, sugary tones, peanut brittle toffee, the classic Heaven Hill vanilla. I didn't know that Heaven Hill vanilla was different than regular vanilla.
Yeah.
Almonds, sweet amaretto.
Maybe.
Caramel popcorn.
I'll get the popcorn.
I get the sweet amaretto.
I get the sweet amaretto.
My wife loves amaretto sours.
Yeah.
If you like cigars and you like amaretto sours, go down to, and they've got actually pretty good bourbon selection too. If you are in Bricktown,
okay,
and you are looking north, so like Chickasha Ballpark,
okay,
and you look north, that bridge that goes up over there's that Aloft Hotel up there.
Yep, where the drunk tank used to be. For those of you who have been in Oklahoma City for a long time,
and been in the drunk tank.
I have not been in the drunk tank.
Oh, that's good.
My old roommate in college was in the drunk tank. They tried to steal his shoes.
So if you go up to the Aloft and you take a right, you go down in the Deep Deuce neighborhood.
Okay.
Down there's a cigar bar called Stag. It is very small. Their humidor is very small, but they make their amaretto sours with the egg whites as opposed to like sour mix. And yeah, great cigars, great amaretto sours, good bourbon selection. And I go in there sometimes. There's there's free pizza in the back if you want some. And then, it's a cool place.
You know who does a good whiskey sour? And our favorite place, one of our favorite places to eat, Madure.
Oh yeah, they do
that one where they do the tamarind syrup in it. Oh wow, yeah, that is, man. I mean, what a great place. The food
now you've got me thinking about Laotian food. Thanks, Jason. God,
great food, and they got great drinks to match,
and the service is phenomenal as well.
It's always good.
Tough to get in there, like during peak hours.
Yeah,
so if you're gonna go for dinner, go a little early for sure. All right, on to the palate. Let's try this.
Again, doesn't smell hot, so. That's pretty warm.
Yeah, it's a little spicy.
Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah, that's hot.
They're saying dark cherry, plum, orange peel. That's probably what the dark fruits
is. Yeah,
like we were kind of talking about.
Yep.
Thick mouth coating of caramel. This is interesting. Another sip is again fruity with new layers of heft and spice reminiscent of the first bite into a hot tamale.
Well, we make tamales, so we'll see. Remind me to tell you my tamale fiasco in Kansas City, where I tried to make cheese tamales.
That is hot.
It is.
And I think that's going to be way better on the ice. I don't think I'm a big fan of that neat.
To me, I get some of
a lot of cinnamon too.
Yeah, and I get some bitter anise at the end.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, but that cinnamon, woo! Yeah, and I've got the cinnamon on the side and the front of my tongue, and it's just lingering.
This guy's reviews, I'm not going to read all this stuff. I don't know how this guy's palate is this good. This is among the whiskey. I mean, he's talking about. I'm just going to run through some things that he says in the palate because this is insane to me. If this is actually what he's able to taste, dark cherry, plum, orange peel. Thick mouth coating of caramel. We talked about the hot tamale. Light tarragon. Bittersweet. Introduces nice waves of lemongrass and honeysuckle. Sugar cookie evolves into cherry tart. Italian shaved ice. Like strawberries and cream waffle spread. Pancake batter.
Is this all from one?
This is what he's saying about just the palate of this one. That is how.
What was the one that was the sweet and something? Because it was what I was saying.
I don't know.
Oh, anyway.
Brown sugar, funky rum.
No, you were just reading in the last part right before.
Strawberries and cream, waffle spread, pancake batter. Bittersweet lemongrass.
Because I said the bitter.
Yeah.
But it's sweet on the front end, but the finish
I
ends up bitter.
Sorry, there's so much there. It's just hard
but
to
that's
unpack all of that. Really, I mean, that's insane to me that somebody can taste all of those things.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's nuts.
Not that much. I think though, honestly, if you like really high proof, you would like that.
Yeah, it's not bad for me. It's too hot.
Yeah, I would agree.
And it's not that I wouldn't drink. Like if I was over at somebody's house and they brought this out, I'd have no problem drinking it.
Yeah.
I'd probably put it on ice.
Yeah.
But I don't think I just don't think that would be one of my first choices. Especially out of these three, I'd definitely go for the other two.
Yeah,
for sure.
I agree.
Even though it is lower proof.
Yeah.
But that's fine. All right, I think we should put this on the ice because I really think that 125.6 proof one is going to transform into something awesome.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah,
And
I hope so.
I would just want to
so.
point out that you just said on the ice because after this, we're going to put this show on the line.
On the line. In the last blind taste test, I was editing it the other day, and you said on neat. And I was like, I'll have this on neat, please.
I'm starting a new trend.
That's right. On neat, on ice,
Oh, geez.
on the line. All right.
Let's
Let's do that then. Let's ice, and we'll be right back. All right. We've done it. We've put ice on the bourbon.
such a major accomplishment for us without spilling anything or
That's
breaking
right.
anything.
That's right. I'm excited. I think we should do the same order.
Okay.
But I'm most excited for the single barrel proof because I think it's going to change it a lot.
Yeah.
So let's get right into it. This is the Elijah Craig small batch.
Yes.
Which we liked. We've had and we've had it before. We like it a lot.
Yeah. Smells the same to me.
Yeah.
Almost no heat,
like,
sweet.
That little bit of heat that was on there is gone. God, that's so good.
Wow.
That's so good. That's something that I could sit on the back porch in the summer and drink on ice because it's refreshing, you know?
Yeah, that is nice. Yeah. I don't, that's a tough toss up. Do you like it better neat or on ice?
I don't know.
I think I could do that either way. I have no problem either way.
Yeah, I think I like it better on ice. I don't know though because so it's summertime in Oklahoma. Obviously, it's getting hot. It's not as hot as it's going to be. Thank God.
Yeah.
Yet. But I think if it's the fall or the winter and I'm drinking this, I think I would want it neat because it would warm me up a little
right.
bit. Now that it's hot outside, I think I want it on the ice because it's more refreshing to me that way.
And you just said on the ice.
On the ice.
Oh boy.
On the line.
Mm-hmm. I
All
just
right.
imagined you
really
riding a Zamboni drinking this on the ice.
Do it on the ice. The Zamboni driver.
Oh.
All right, so now we'll do the one from Whiskey Cabinet, which
Yes.
is, I've gotten really good at this, single barrel, Elijah Craig, single barrel, private barrel, 9-year, 94 proof.
Right on the money.
Nailed it.
I would have messed that up. That smells like waffles.
It does. It smells like buttered waffles. You're so right.
Wow, I love
really
waffles
good.
too. My wife hates it because I love Waffle House waffles.
Waffle House?
Waffle House waffles.
Waffle House waffles?
Yeah, I love their. I'm just afraid you'll get shot or
beat up.
chairs thrown at you.
That's man, the videos that come out of that place are pretty nuts.
That's pretty crazy.
It's like you guys want waffles? Battle Royale. What a weird place. It's what's interesting too is it has such a cult following.
Yeah.
My wife, I've never been to one.
What?
Never been to Waffle House.
Oh my god.
Well, we didn't have them in New England.
Oh man,
We had like IHOP and Denny's.
Yeah, and the ground round.
The ground around, yes.
What was that other one? Early's?
Friendlies.
Oh
God, I have so many stories about going to Friendlies. I used to go there all the time as a kid, but right. Waffles though for sure.
It smells like waffles with syrup.
Mm-hmm.
Maple syrup.
Mm-hmm. I would totally agree with that. Maybe that's kind of what this guy was talking about with the toasted marshmallow. To me, it's not toasted marshmallow.
Didn't he say something about pancakes? But that was
in the other one. Yeah,
this must have been some serious pancakes.
Honestly, on ice, it's a little boring.
I don't like it as much on ice.
This is better neat for me.
Yeah,
it smells better on ice because I like waffles.
Right.
But yeah, this is way better neat.
Yeah,
way better neat.
That's good.
Yeah. It's fine on ice, but it's better.
Yeah, way better.
All right. Now for what I think will be the most interesting transformation. Here we go again. This is Elijah Craig, single barrel proof, 8-year, 125.6 proof.
Yes, from Modern Liquor in Georgia.
That's right.
Man,
the heat and the smell is
gone.
Yep. It's really dulled out the nose for me.
Yeah.
It's still very sweet.
Yeah.
I'm still getting those sugary tones. I'm not getting like the amaretto and stuff that we were when it was neat.
No. Wow. The heat's gone.
It's a lot better.
Yeah, there's only a little bit of heat on the back end.
A little bit of heat on the back end. A lot of cinnamon still for me.
Yeah.
But
it's still pretty strong with flavor, even though there's a little bit of water in there.
It is. But yeah, I mean, again, if somebody brought this out at their house, I would probably prefer to drink this on ice.
A little earthy.
Yeah, little earthy tones.
Yeah, on the front end. Right when you first get
yeah, maybe that's what he's kind of talking about with like the tarragon and the lemongrass and the honeysuckle.
For me, so I have a very unusual family that's had a wide range of jobs and occupations and stuff, and I had an uncle who used to run a worm farm.
I'm really excited to hear how this plays into what we're doing here.
Okay, but so the smell. So they had these huge concrete beds that were full of compost, and stuff, and they would put the worms in there, and it had that. Like when a thunderstorm's coming and you can smell that rain and the earthy.
Yeah.
So it was a real strong flavor like that.
Interesting.
But it was so he liked to torture me, my uncle. And one time,
he's your uncle.
He took he would feed them oats, so they would sprinkle the oats on the top of the bed, and then he would turn out the lights. And I don't know if you've ever heard. Well, probably not. But when there's thousands of earthworms that come up to eat, you can hear them. And it is,
Jesus.
And he locked me in there with the lights off. I was like 9 years old, and my mom likes horror movies, and so we had just watched the worst horror movie.
The perfect time to do this to you then.
Yeah, so like the worst horror movie I've ever seen is so bad. It's called Squirm, and it was about earthworms that were burrowing into people's skin.
And then they locked you in the
earthworm.
And
then I locked in there. Yeah, God. But it smells like. So I was like, it's worm dirt.
Worm dirt.
That's what I was. That earthy reminds me of worm dirt.
Yeah, I get a little bit of earthiness. I don't think I quite get worm dirt, but
it's just that's what the worm dirt smells like. Is that earthy, fresh rain with good soil with a lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I'm not saying that it tastes like that, but I get a little bit of that earthy. That's what it reminds me of.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can get on board with that.
Traumas of my childhood.
That's right. We all have those.
Yes.
All right, let's start with Elijah Craig, small batch, neat and ice, out of 10.
I'm gonna give it a 6.5, 6.
Okay.
I'll do a 6.5 on ice and a 6 on neat. Okay,
interesting. I'm probably like a 7.7 neat, and like a I don't know. It's about the same for me.
Yeah. I
think it's a 7.7 just all around. I really like that one. It's not very interesting. Like it's just kind of, I don't want to say bland because that's not the right word. There's not a lot going on in that bottle, but for me, it's just like,
it's an easy drink.
Such a good drink.
It's an easy, smooth
really,
drink.
really good.
Yeah.
Let's move on to the whiskey cabinet, single barrel, private barrel, 9-year. 94 proof. I'm getting really good at this.
You are. This one, I think of the three, this is my favorite.
Okay.
I like it. I think I like this one. Is this the one? This is the one we said we like neat, didn't we?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Neat. It is really sweet. It's good. And not a lot of spice. And the only reason, and I would say on this one, I'd give it a 7, neat, and a 6.5. On ice, but and the reason I rate them so is this isn't what I would go buy. Like this isn't my favorite because the cinnamon's kind of heavy.
Yeah, okay.
The anise on them, and you and I differ.
Yeah.
We disagree on the anise. And that's why. I mean, don't get me wrong. Great bourbon,
Yeah.
good drink. But yeah, 7, 6 for me.
Okay. I am probably a 7.2 neat and a 7.4 on ice.
And you like it a little better on ice?
I do like it a little bit. I like it neat, but and maybe again it's kind of what I was talking about is like now it's getting so hot. Like I like it to be more refreshing than but it's very close. It's very close.
Yeah.
Now you're making me second guess myself on what I've rated it, but we're going to move on.
It's
anyway.
Okay to be wrong. You do
It's
it
okay
well.
to be.
I'm kidding.
Elijah Craig, single barrel proof, not 8-year, 125.6 proof.
Yeah, this one was
out of 10.
Neat. It was too much for me, so I'm going to give it but it's still good.
It's good.
That's my problem. It's just too hot.
I'm in the
me.
5s, I think.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Solid 5.
Yeah.
On ice, maybe 5.5, 5 3/4. I don't know. 5.7.
I think I'm like a 5.2 neat and like a 5.5 ice. I mean, it's definitely better on the ice, just because it's not so damn hot.
Yeah.
Um,
if you like higher proof whiskeys or bourbons,
you'll like it.
You'll like this
Yeah, absolutely.
the best. The flavors are great. They're there.
Yep.
Especially if you like
cinnamon. It's very interesting.
But it does have that sweet and bitter, which
and spicy. Like all that stuff.
And they do a good job of kind of balancing those, because if it was more bitter, I couldn't do it.
Yeah, I totally agree.
So,
so you said the whiskey cabinet, just the private barrel one's your favorite?
this is my favorite of the 3.
I still love that damn small batch, man.
Well,
I love that bottle.
You know,
it's as I said, it's always something I have at the house. I think too, I like this one because even people that aren't like super into bourbon yet,
right?
That's a good one for them to try. So I can bring that bottle around, or I can open that bottle in front of people, and everybody can enjoy it.
And you can get that anywhere.
You can't get that anywhere. Yep, and it's under $50 most places.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah. It's
a
good one.
It's good. It's a good one to have in your cabinet for anyone to drink if they want to pick up.
For sure. But I also like the 9-year private barrel as well. But obviously, because they're barrel picks, they're tougher to find. I mean, we know where that one came from, but even if you go get that same thing from somebody else, it could be completely different.
Yeah, I'd just say Brighton charge him an extra 10% on his next purchase for not picking yours.
That's right,
Clint.
Hey,
I'm just kidding. No,
I don't hold back. You know that,
right? Yeah, no, and it's amazing how different the two. Again, how different the two barrel selections were. Mm-hmm. Obviously, George's and Modern Liquor went with a much higher proof.
Correct.
And if that's your thing, that's a good bottle. I don't know if it's still available. I'm going to guess it's probably sold out by now. So if you've got a bottle and you haven't opened it, you'll probably enjoy it.
Yeah, enjoy it. Yeah, try it out. I mean, everybody likes different things. We say that all the time. Like I think we said it on the last one is like 75% of the time we agree. But like in this case, I mean, we have a little bit different thoughts on this. So but again, this has been kind of an interesting episode, I think. I love Heaven Hill.
Yeah.
Love Heaven Hill stuff. Love what they're doing. The Bottled and Bond stuff we had in the last episode, it was okay.
Yeah.
I was a little disappointed, I guess I would say. But like, I love the Elijah Craig stuff. I love a lot of what Heaven Hill does. Because McKenna's Heaven Hill too, isn't it?
I think they are.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I love that McKenna 10.
I actually saw a McKenna, the allocated McKenna, just sitting on
the shelf somewhere. Yeah, you told me that.
I wish I'd. It was somewhere on May Avenue.
It was somewhere in the state of Oklahoma.
No, I can narrow it down further. It was somewhere on May between the state fairgrounds and Quail Springs Mall on May.
A little scavenger hunt for our listeners.
There you
go. That's all right. If you find
you figure it out.
Let us know.
Yeah.
Any final thoughts, words, accolades, concerns, criticisms?
No, I mean all good bourbons. All in all, I mean, based on, I think you and I both tend to hover around the 90-something proofs. We favor more. But still a great bourbon. I mean, for 125, I expect. Now, neat. Don't get me wrong. That'll take your breath away.
Yeah,
it's still good. It's the flavors are good. It's not muted. So
that's
solid.
An interesting bottle for sure.
Yeah,
awesome.
All right,
everybody. Thanks for joining us on this bourbon journey through OKC. Remember, there's a world of bourbon out there waiting to be explored, one sip at a time. Until next time, keep your glasses full and your spirits high. Cheers.
Cheers.